just seeing them grow from the start, confidence growing and their techniques improving, we'd never ever take them somewhere else because he is just perfect.
I have 2 girls at AFAC and we've been coming since it started at the beginning of 2019. They feel safe and I think they feel encouraged as well.
I like my teachers and they always encourage me when I need encouraging and they make it really fun for me and the rest of my class. I feel very proud and happy and excited to meet my new teacher.
Noah finds motor planning and things like that difficult. You know, he tends to get that same teacher, so they definitely know what works for Noah, what to kind of keep going with, how we can kind of achieve the next thing. So it's really quite consistent and valuable.
It's really good, nice quality time spent with the grandies, and it's a great centre for families as well. She may have got a lot older, but never miss out on the green jelly after the swimming lesson, so that's always a given.
I wouldn't be driving 25 minutes past 2 swim schools to come if I didn't enjoy it.
The kids just enjoy it too much here and love all the teachers, so why move them somewhere else?
Live streaming will commence shortly. Would you all be upstanding for Her Worship, Mayor Ruth Butterfield?
Welcome, everybody. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we're meeting on Wajak Noongar Boodja and pay my respects to elders past and present. And I'll declare the meeting open at 7:01. We've got a record of attendance here, apologies and leave of absence. We do have Councillor Peter is an apology, so we'll put him down and thank everyone else for being here tonight. And we do have executive directors and our CEO to help us with the meeting. Thank you. Advice of response to previous public questions taken on notice. There aren't any. Public question time. We now have 15 minutes allocated for public questions. If you'd like to ask a question, if you could give your name, please, and your suburb, and step forward to the microphone.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you, councillors. My name is James Rai. I'm from 19 Barton Loop, Piara Waters. I've got two questions. Question number one. Harrisdale and Piara Waters contribute to 26% of the city's rates revenues. Yet, when residents raise concerns about rates or services, our Lake Ward and Ranford Ward councillors are simply outvoted by councillors from other
Sorry,
suburbs.
could I ask you to get to the question?
Yes.
It's time for questions, not statements.
Yes. I'll finish up, thank you. And told to keep paying more. It has become apparent that we are effectively being asked to fork out
I'm sorry, if you could get to the question, please. It's the
Yes.
time for questions, not statements.
Yep.
Did you have a question?
I did have a question, that's why I'm getting to it. Got to give you context, otherwise you wouldn't.
We understand what you're trying to say. This is not the time for statements. If you could just ask the question.
All right, how will council ensure that future discussions are demonstrated in a way that demonstrates fairness, transparency and respect for the residents that contribute so significantly to the city's revenue base? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. I will just say that I believe that all councillors represent the ward that they're elected in, and once elected, all councillors represent every single ratepayer across the city. So the people around the table at the moment represent every single ratepayer. Once they have taken the oath of office, we guarantee that we are working and respecting the views and the needs and the wants of every single ratepayer and every single resident. So it's not just ratepayers, but residents as well, businesses, everyone. We have to, and under the Local Government Act, that is what our job is to do. So it's not the ward system works where the ward is where you get elected, but not who you work for. You work for the entire city once you become a councillor in any local government, not just Armidale. Thank you very much. Do you have any further questions?
Second question. So I got to give you the context. On 12th May 2025, the CEO replied to my question, and I quote, "Funding has been secured to construct an additional car park with approximately 49 parking bays to serve this facility, and with work scheduled to commence within this current financial year. I've asked for interim measures in February this year, and as now it is still investigating. The footpaths are still blocked on game days, including yesterday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Sorry, can I ask which
Yes.
pavilion?
Piara Waters Pavilion.
Piara Waters Pavilion, okay.
Can the council please provide details of when residents can expect construction of the car park to commence? What is the revised completion date? And what interim measures will council implement to address the ongoing parking and footpath obstruction issues while the project remains on hold? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I will ask the CEO, but I'm sure that she'll have to take it on notice because we don't have that detail to hand. But I'll pass over to the CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. There was some difficulties with that initial tender, Mr. Ray, which is why that original timeframe was not met. I'm not sure if the Executive Director of Technical Services would have that information to hand, so happy to take the question on notice so we can get back to you with a detailed answer.
Are there any further questions? If not, I'll close public question time and move on to applications for leave of absence. We don't have any petitions. Do we have any petitions for presentation tonight? If not, we'll move on. Confirmation of minutes. The previous ordinary council meeting held on the 25th of May 2026. Could I have someone confirm that those minutes represent a true and correct record of the meeting? Councillor Sargison, thank you very much. Has moved. Could I ask if anyone's opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. Announcements by the person presiding without discussion. I'll just pick one out here that let me see. Well, those of you who were able to make it to the turning of the sod of the Central Park project, now renamed Carlup Journey Place. That was an exciting day where we finally found out the name of able to announce the name of the overall area and then the name of the two parks that will make up the project. So sod turning means that works are about to commence, and I think that's a very important and exciting step forward for the area. So I think I will leave it at that and move on to questions by members, of which due notice have been given without discussion. There aren't any. And that takes us through to reports. Community Services Committee meeting, I'll begin with. And is the Chair prepared to move receipt of the unconfirmed minutes of that meeting?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, happy to confirm receipt of the minutes of the Community Services Committee held on Tuesday the 2nd of June, subject to any corrections, of which I have none.
Thank you very much. Councillor Hetherington has moved. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. Now we have 1.1, councillor identification. Councillor Mosey, you're on your feet.
Yeah, I have an alternative recommendation for that item. Hopefully it'll be on your screen in a moment.
Can I just ask my CEO something? Yep, go for it.
I would like to move that recommendation, please.
Thank you. Is there anyone opposed to that recommendation? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. 1.2, 2025-26 Annual Review of Delegations, Community Services, with the recommendation coming on page 12. And we do need an absolute majority for this one. So I'm going to ask the Chair if he's prepared to move.
So moved.
Thank you, Chair. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. And all those items have been dealt with, so we don't need the Chair to move any of them. So we'll move on to the Technical Services Committee meeting held on the 3rd of June. Chair, are you prepared to move those minutes?
Yes, happy to move the minutes of Technical Services Committee held on Wednesday 3rd of June, subject to any corrections, which I have none.
Thank you, Chair. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. We'll move on to the report itself. Page 18, 1.1, Progress Report, Implementation of the Environmental Management Framework, with the recommendation coming on page 24. Page 25, 2.1, Blue Tree Cross Park, with the recommendation coming on page 30. Councillor Mosey, you're on your feet.
I have an alternate recommendation for this one as well, please. Give councillors time to read it. It's a fairly extensive recommendation there on your screen.
would you like to speak to the item or not?
Well, hopefully I won't need to, so I would like to move that recommendation, that alternate recommendation as shown on the screen.
Thank you. Is there anyone opposed? Councillor Busby, is there a seconder for the motion? Councillor Stoneham, thank you. Councillor Stoneham, would you like to speak?
Just very briefly, I think councillors have had quite a lot of discussion about this item over the past week. We believe that this is a way of showing the club that we support their initiatives for mental health in the area, and that we hope that this recommendation will help them fulfil that to the best of their ability, and also provide a really good service for the endeavour that they're trying to follow.
Thank you, Councillor Stoneham. Councillor Busby, would you like to speak?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Last week on Wednesday, I was very strong in supporting this, and I do support the item of what they're trying to do and in supporting it. However, I think we've gone too far in what we're asking. I'm okay with the concept design. I'm okay with the asset management plan. I'm okay with all of that. I'm curious about point A, about materials and colours. It's a blue tree, so are we looking for different shades of blue or something? I did find that a bit odd. But I can't support point G, expecting a sporting club to provide an implementation plan endorsed by a registered mental health professional that includes a written commitment of the club to support mental health initiatives. I don't think it's our right to expect that from any of our community groups to that degree, demanding what they should or shouldn't do regarding mental health and other kind of stuff. So I wouldn't support it for point G. And I don't believe we should be putting our own advocation on an item that's come from a community group. They're asking us to support a blue tree. They're asking us to be with them to put it there. And now we're actually saying we need to advocate to the state government to do something. That's something I believe we should be putting to our community services committee or whatever to have a discussion on whatever, not to put it in an agenda item for a community group's request. So I would support this if point G and point 2 are removed. If the mover was happy to do that, otherwise I'll be voting against it. Thanks, Madam Mayor. And if it is lost, I'd be happy to move this motion without those 2 points, without point G under point 1 and without point 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Busby. Councillor Silva? Yep, sure.
I just wanted to know if all of this was proposed to be paid for by the club, not by the council.
Yes. Yes.
Through you, Chair, Councillor Silva, I think the intent of the motion is to make it very clear what the responsibilities would be for the club and for the city moving forward.
Is there anyone to speak for the motion?
Excuse me, this is Councillor.
Anyone to speak against the motion?
I would like to, Mayor.
Sure.
Thank you. So I was approached by a couple of councillors of my opinion today, actually, and I did do a short write-up. I would like to read it, what I've written, and I do sort of align with Councillor Busby's views. The City of Armidale has a long-standing commitment to residential wellbeing. This is reflected across our services.
Hang on, I might just read a warning for viewers that, because I'm not sure where you're going with this, so I'm going to read a warning out to people that might be viewing the live stream, because I'm not sure where you're going to go with your argument. So what I'm going to just warn people is that we may, the following agenda item and the discussion might be including discussion of mental health, suicide, self-harm and related community impacts. Some viewers and participants might find this content distressing. So if you find that kind of content distressing, anybody who is online, I acknowledge that these can have triggering effects, and you might like to turn off the live stream or have a cup of tea or something, and while we have the debate. Thank you very much. I just have let people know.
Go behind closed doors just while I read this.
We haven't gone behind closed doors. What I've given is the live stream viewers the opportunity to switch off if they think that they might be affected by any of the topics that I mentioned.
Yeah. Well, I think any person would be affected by mental health when it's been spoken to, regardless of whether it's good, bad or indifferent. I don't think there's anything wrong, harsh or mean or good, bad or indifferent in what I've written. But obviously somebody out there may be affected. So that does frighten me. So I'll sit down. But I'd rather read this to my fellow councillors. But can we do that? Yeah.
Well, you can read it. I've given the warning to our residents.
But I don't want if it's going to affect somebody externally, whether they're unstable or normal or whatever the case may be, I don't want to see them hurt or stressed out. So I would like to read this to just to our councillors. Go behind closed doors for a couple of minutes, please.
Okay, you're moving that we go behind closed doors. I will ask the CEO whether that complies with our standing orders.
Thank you.
Through the chair, Councillor Sargison, whilst I understand the sensitivities and your intent, the Local Government Act, and particularly more so recently, has constrained the number of reasons where the city may go behind closed doors. So unless you were speaking about the personal affairs of an individual, or if you were speaking about legal advice, obtained by the city, or which may be obtained by the city, it would appear on reading the Act that for the intent that you're seeking, there's actually not a provision that would allow us to go behind closed doors. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Sargison. I understand. I don't know what's in your speech notes, but thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone to speak for the motion? If not, thank you. I will let Councillor Mosey wrap up.
Look, I don't have a lot more to say. I do completely understand Councillor Busby's concerns, but I think that this strikes a pretty good balance between, allowing the club to, proceed with this project, which I think will be a great project for the community, but also, allay those kind of concerns that I think some people legitimately had. So I personally think that that does strike that balance. Is it perfect for everyone? Or maybe anyone? No, but I think it's a really good compromise, and so I would urge my fellow councillors to support it.
Thank you, Councillor Mosey. All those in favour of the recommendation? Thank you. All those against? The motion is passed. Thank you. We'll move now on to page 31, 3.1, Old Armidale Railway Crossing Gate, referral item with the recommendation on page 31. Page 32, with the 3.2, bus shelter at Wollongong Primary School. Councillor Hetherington.
That's all right. I'd just like to, with regards to this item, disclose that I have an association with Wollongong Primary School due to a family member being employed there, and as a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected, and I declare that I will set aside that and consider the motion on its merits and vote accordingly.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The recommendation comes on the bottom of page 32. We will move now to page 33, 3.3, 2025 at 26, annual review of delegations for the Technical Services Directorate. And the recommendation comes on page 35. Brings us to the end of that agenda. Is the Chair prepared to move all those items which have not already been dealt with?
Yep, and the last one's an absolute majority, Madam Mayor, so I'm happy to move that.
Oh, thank you very much. Good reminder. Thank you. Is there anyone opposed to that last item? I have to check because it's an absolute majority. No, no one's opposed. Thank you, that's carried and an absolute majority has been reached. And
I'll move the rest.
And you're moving the rest. Thank you very much for that. A Chair who's on the ball, yes. Now that takes us through to the Chief Executive Officer's report of the 8th of June 2026. If someone prepared to move receipt of that report, thank you. Councillor Mosey has moved. Is there anyone opposed? No one's opposed. Thank you, that's carried. 1.1, Councillors' Information Bulletin, issue number 8 of 2026. The recommendation on page 40. Could I ask that someone move the recommendation on page 40? Councillor Stoneham, thank you very much. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed, thank you, that's carried. Takes us back to the beginning of the agenda, where we have motions of which previous notice have been given, and we don't have any. Urgent business approved by the person presiding or by decision. Don't have any. Matters for referral to standing committees without discussion. Matters requiring confidential consideration, we don't have any. And closure brings us to closure this evening at 7:24 p.m. And I thank you, councillors, for your considerate debate tonight. Thank you very much.